What's up, Austin?
Fuck you, dude.
That's not a very nice way to start.
I was only kidding.
Podcast number
I
2.
was only joking around.
The Dickey Dine Show podcast number 2. Welcome back, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed the first one. If you did, let us know.
Please let us know.
What if we run out of things to talk about? That's going to be crazy.
I'll start making noises.
Yeah. I, honestly, they'd probably enjoy that a lot more.
That's true.
Before we get into this podcast, we have a lot to talk about today. Before we do that, though, I wanted to let you guys know that we did, in fact, make a Patreon, and we have updated the tier list, and we came up with some ideas for benefits, and I wanted to run it by you guys and just let you know what we're doing over there. So if you want to come over and join us, link in the description below. And yeah, so we have, I think, 5 different tiers. And it starts at $1. $1 per month. Yeah. And you get for the $1, you get access to exclusive Patreon content and the name at your name at the end.
You get your name.
You get your name back. We stole it. You get your name at the end of every Dickey Dine Show episode and every podcast.
Hey, oh.
And the exclusive Patreon content is actually going to be pretty cool. It's going to be just Dickey Dine's episodes and podcast after show moments where we are going to interact with you guys. And yeah, just actual Dickey Dine's content that is not going to go up on YouTube. What we're probably going to do is put it up a week or two on Patreon, and then it'll eventually come out on YouTube. But you're going to get a bunch of episodes way before anyone else. So that's just $1 a month.
That's pretty cool.
That's the bronze tier. At silver, it's $5. So you get the exclusive content. You get your name at the end of every video and podcast. You get access to us. I know a lot of you send us messages, ask us questions, and this is a good place for us to kind of streamline that, because I don't really check Facebook much. I don't really go on Instagram that much, and I get a lot of messages and stuff
filtered
there.
messages are too powerful.
For sure, yeah. And we don't see a lot of what you guys say, or if you have questions or you just want to say hi or whatever, we're going to be interacting with you guys on Patreon. If you send us messages or comment, we'll be interacting with you there. And then access to Patreon exclusive live streams. We've done some Dickey Dine's live streams before. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah,
and
usually a blast.
So we're just gonna do those on Patreon, and then we'll let you guys know, obviously, like a week or two in advance, so you can actually show up and make the broadcast. But that's $5 a month. The next tier is $15, and you get all of that. And then you also get a personal shout out at the end of every video, where we read off your name and thank you personally.
Okay.
And you get one personalized video from us to you, cameo style.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's a one-time thing, by the way. Not every month. That's a one-time thing. But you get access to everything that I mentioned before, plus those 2 things for $15 a month. And then for $25, you get all of that. And then we're doing merch. We actually might, by the time this comes out, we might have merch. I don't know yet.
So excited.
But we are doing a merch store. We'll start with probably 3 or 4 designs. I have a couple designs of my own. We're working on Dickey Dine's designs right now. And you get one merch piece of choice at that tier, and just the one.
That's pretty solid.
Just the one.
It's pretty solid.
But you get one, and then you get access to our Discord, Dickey Dine's Discord group chat. So you can come in there. You can hang out with other people who are Dickey Dine's enjoyers and hang out with us.
Dickey Dine's.
And we'll talk to you and hang out there. The last tier is for all you ballers out there. If you're feeling generous, it's $100 a month, which is a lot.
Whoa.
And of course, that would be incredibly gracious. And
crazy.
we don't expect that. But if you're balling and you like us, hey, you know what?
If you're balling and you like
The
us,
option is
clap
there.
Your hands.
So this tier allows for all of the stuff I mentioned before, but you get to decide one video of your choice to be posted on the official Dickey Dine's YouTube channel. And that means you suggest us to do a video, we do your suggestion, and then we post it on the Dickey Dine's channel. One-time thing, but you get to make us, and obviously, if it's insane,
Film
like
a mass shooting.
yeah, exactly, like
what
right,
the fuck,
obviously,
bro?
like within reason, of course. But if you have an idea of something that you'd ever wanted us to do, ever wanted to see us do, you could let us know at that tier, and we'll film it and we'll put it up. So if you want a Whisper Screaming Part 3, if you want whatever, if you want us to just talk about something, if you want us to react to something,
Do a Bukkake tier list.
whatever, YouTube appropriate, of course.
A fear list.
But yeah, and so those are the tiers we have. Like I said, starts at $1, goes up to 100. Obviously, we don't expect, we just love the fact that you guys are here and listening to us, but of course it helps us out to keep doing this and to actually grow it into something bigger
Mm-hmm.
and better, because I have like a 1 to 3 year plan. I kind of told you about this, of essentially wanting to have like a big shop that whether it's like on my property or
Mm-hmm.
just something, like build a shop where there's like a bunch of different areas set up to do stuff like podcasting, to do filming skits, to do whatever, and have just everything there, all the music recording equipment, all the microphones, all the lights, all the everything, and we just show up there and we just do content all day, and obviously that's a very expensive thing to do. So trying to save for that. So anything that you guys can help us out with, if you're feeling gracious enough or able to,
Greatly
we really do appreciate it. And yeah, so with that out of the way,
Mm-hmm.
Austin, we had talked about maybe possibly doing a little different segments here and
On the
there
pod.
on the podcast.
God, you're lying.
And so I found,
You came?
I came up with one of the heinous history,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I kind of mentioned
Right,
it
yeah.
on the last podcast, on the first episode, and this will take maybe like 10 minutes, but I really want to read this to you.
Hit me with it.
So
I'm excited.
this is about King. I think he's king. I don't know if he
I
was
think
Prince
he's king.
Charles or King Charles. I think it was King Charles II
Mhm.
of Spain.
Okay.
And just this whole autopsy and like thing written about him is
Crazy.
it's crazy.
Does it say the time period?
I don't know exactly. I know it's probably like
Some
17
old-ass-
1800s, I imagine. I'm not
Mhm.
entirely sure. It's old. It could be older than that. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, pretty old. But this is just something that I found that I find absolutely hilarious. So this article is called "The Autopsy of Charles II of Spain: How the Inbred King's Body Revealed the Maladies That Plagued His Miserable Life." And that's how it
Jesus Christ.
opens. Now,
Fuck this gets a
Now-
diss track.
yeah, so this, to preface this, obviously this guy is royal in a royal family, and a lot of the royal family, especially like back then, there was a lot of inbreeding
Mhm.
because they believed in keeping their line pure,
Right.
so they would
Just funny in hindsight.
yeah, a little bit, yeah, right.
It's too pure. It's too strong.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna read this for you, and there's some really funny moments in here, and I want to get your take on it. I want to
Get
see.
my hot take
I want to
on
get your
Charles's autopsy.
yeah, it's so funny, dude. All right, so the article starts off and it says, "The prime example of the rampant inbreeding common in the Habsburg royal family manifested most grotesquely in the pathetic figure of Charles II of Spain."
Jesus.
Yeah, whoever wrote this
Well, fuck,
like
it was a
left
hater.
no
The pathetic
the
body. dude.
pathetic figure. Generations of interfamilial marriage led to the end of the Habsburgs' control of Spain and the unfortunate existence of the young king known as the Bewitched. That's King Charles II. He was literally known as, like,
Born
they
in a
called
rock,
him
the bewitched one.
Bewitched. Because he was just so messed
inbred.
up. Yeah, he was
It's
so
disgusting.
messed up. So the Habsburg family promoted the intermarriage of relatives to preserve their family's control of kingdoms in Spain, the Netherlands,
Classic.
Hungary, Italy, and Germany. King Matthias of Hungary summed up this policy in a neat saying, "Let others wage war, you, O happy Austria, marry." Whatever that means.
I couldn't have said it better myself. It
Yeah.
makes no sense.
And marry they did, unfortunately, often to their own close relatives. Charles's father, Philip IV of Spain, was the maternal uncle of his mother, Mariana of Austria. Yet this was not the only incestuous marriage on the Habsburg tree. Beyond this close relationship, all of Charles's great-grandparents were descendants of Juana of Castile, her husband, Philip of Austria, Charles's family's husband, Philip of Austria. Charles's family tree involved numerous marriages between uncles and nieces, as well as first and second cousins between the Spanish and Austrian branches of the Habsburg tree. So TLDR, there's a whole lot of family incest here.
A whole lot of family fucking.
There's a whole lot of it going on. So you do that too long and things start coming out looking a little strange.
That's pretty wild. When my great-grandparents were brother and sister, why can't I?
What's wrong with it, dude? Charles suffered from the infamous Habsburg jaw, a trait common to many of his ancestors and discussed more in depth here. So here's a picture of him. Here you see. You see the jaw, and we'll put it on screen.
I saw a meme of a couple people recently. The couple that had the two big mouths, and somebody said their baby's gonna come out with a cash register for a bottom jaw. And that's all I could think about when I saw that. It's just like, hey mom,
that's hilarious.
Just dump the food straight into my bottom jaw.
Charles's lower jaw protruded so severely that he was unable to speak until he was 4 years old and had difficulty chewing his food. As a child, he suffered from all sorts of maladies, each one life-threatening in this time period: measles, chickenpox, smallpox, and rubella. Despite his unhealthy constitution, he miraculously survived each of these deadly diseases and defied his doctor's expectations. Here's another picture of him
and there
for
might
reference.
be something to this incest thing.
Yeah.
Makes you immune to diseases. Yeah, what is that fucking haircut, dude?
It's
like somebody just took the lawnmower to it.
His mother, Mariana, feared taxing the boy's fragile body. So
mean. His stupid little fragile fucking body.
So mandated that he be carried everywhere until he was 8 years old.
Oh, I'm sure that'll make his bones stronger. Don't let him touch the floor. It hurts.
You want to grow strong? Just get carried everywhere you go.
Oh my God, dude.
Charles was not required to bathe or groom himself, causing him to smell putrid.
Why wasn't he required? There's just no other furthering on that. He just wasn't required to.
Yeah, wasn't required.
Leave the disgusting inbred in the toilet room. He smells. And what is he going to do? Get out and walk away with his broken fucking body? Or poor guy stinks because he can't wash himself. He's got a big jaw and he can't tell anybody he smells. He's just trying his hardest. And these guys 100,000 years later come out and they're like, this piece of shit. I feel bad. I know, it's like not even sort of close.
Oh, man.
Ridiculous number.
Okay. The queen also did not want to harm her son's mind, so she neglected to provide him an education and assumed de facto control of the kingdom as regent. I don't know what that means. When Charles became of age, Mariana attempted to continue her regency, but Charles' bastard uncle intervened and took the regency for himself. Despite being the ruler of Spain, even in adulthood, most of the actual governing was left to his courtiers, while Charles enjoyed riding and hunting. So he could do something in his adult life. Yeah, it just took him 25 years to get there.
Bro, I know it was a long time ago, too, but how stupid is this mom? She's like, I don't want him to get hurt, so we'll carry him everywhere, and I don't want him to learn wrong, so we won't teach him anything.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Of course he's fucked up.
Terrible parenting. Charles was also said to have the family trait of madness.
It's a family trait. You've got Uncle Charles madness in you, son.
Inherited from his ancestress Juana of Castile, also known as Juana the Mad. He often slept near his father's grave, as his mother instructed him that this ritual would make him fertile. Again, this mother is insane.
Also, what does that mean? Like the ghost dad is like, don't worry, son, your balls will be good one day. Like, does that make you more fertile being near your dead dad? That's what it gets my balls full.
When his first wife died, he clutched her body for days, refusing to allow her burial. When she was ultimately laid to rest, hold on, I lost my place here.
It's incredibly sad, by the way.
When she was ultimately laid to rest, he also slept near her grave to find comfort. Charles suffered from depressive episodes. Can't imagine why.
Yeah, no thought in the world of why.
Which is not unfathomable due to the horrific physical pain he likely endured from his deformities. Despite his afflictions, Charles lived to be 39 years old. a respectable age for the era. He married twice but did not manage to impregnate either of his wives. After his death, the doctor performing. Okay, this is the best part. This is the best part. After his death, the doctor performing his autopsy was astonished by his findings. The doctor reported that his body did not contain a single drop of blood.
What?
His heart was the size of a peppercorn. His lungs
You talk-
corroded. His intestines rotten and gangrenous. He had a single testicle, black as coal, and his head was full of water.
What you said? This sounds like a
Like a
like a
roast?
witch talking.
Yeah.
Like, your brain will be filled with boiling water.
Right.
It's water
Modern-
in his head.
Modern researchers speculated that Charles suffered from hydrocephalus, which can be attributed to measles. It is also posited that Charles suffered from combined pituitary hormone deficiency, which would have negatively impacted his height and his strength. Professor Van Karabrick, a urologist, speculated that based on this autopsy, we can conclude that Charles suffered from posterior hypospadias, monochism, and an atrophic testicle. He probably had an intersexual state with ambiguous genitalia and a congenital monokidney with kidney stones and infections. Likely, his intersexual state contributed to some, if not all, of his physical disabilities. While much of Charles' unfortunate maladies, that's how it's spelled, maladies, are attributed to inbreeding, his sister Margaret, Holy Roman Empress, escaped the mental and physical afflictions that plagued Charles, although she did not have a strong constitution and died giving birth to her only child. Given Margaret's relatively sound constitution, some researchers have theorized that Charles's maladies were caused or worsened by a herpetic infection that troubled him at birth. Unfortunately, with Charles's death came the end of the Habsburgs' control over Spain. After the War of Spanish Succession, ultimately the throne was inherited by Philip V, grandson of his half-sister, Maria, Queen of France. Thus, all subsequent Spanish rulers were members of the Bourbon dynasty and widened their marriage pool to prevent the unfortunate existence of another King Charles.
That's pretty funny. The only thing holding the kingdom in balance is a fucking rotted nut, man. Like, he can't conceive children at all. Go sleep by your dead dad. It'll fix your fucking gross nut.
His head was full of water.
That's crazy. How
Not a single
his
drop of...
heart was the size of a peppercorn?
That's what it
Isn't that
says.
like
It's pretty small.
How does that doesn't even make sense to like he died and his heart was like shrunk immediately? He was like, thank God. Just
Well, dude,
shriveled
apparently
up.
he had so many
Water in his
physical
head?
ailments because of the inbreeding, and he had so many diseases, and it just
crazy.
messed him up.
That's like more power to my theory that like the just the more like fucked up you are to your body, the longer you'll last if you match it with your mentality.
I'm gonna make it to 39.
Yeah, I'm just got like tumors and you're gangrenous, and you're just like, I'm immune to most of it.
I've always found that mean people
Yeah, they
live the
live
longest.
way longer. Yeah,
Like, yeah,
because they're not ready to go yet.
yeah. My mom's adopted mom. She wasn't mean, but she was a
Right.
little snarky.
Mhm.
She had an attitude, and she was rough. Like, she was like rough around the edges, and like she lived to be like 90 something.
Yeah.
And then you have people who were just as sweet as
Mhm.
sugar, and
Yeah,
they
keel over at
died
25.
50 or 45. It's like, damn.
Yeah, I've lived a good life. I'm out, but the other ones
Yeah.
are just like everything's misery.
I know.
I'm hanging
I don't
on.
see. That's the thing, man. Is like, would it be better to go out at like a good, solid, like healthy 70 or like decrepit 90? I don't know.
Definitely a healthy 70. Decrepit
Yeah.
90 sounds miserable.
Sounds terrible. But with that being said, a family friend is 99.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my
How's that going for them?
dude, she's great. She walks, she talks.
She's great.
No,
She's great.
I mean, she doesn't even look like she's about to be 100. I mean, she looks like probably mid 70s.
She's just lying to everybody. She's like 65. Like, I'm 99.
She can hear. She makes jokes. She's funny.
Damn.
Yeah, she writes all my material. She's great.
Maybe she was birthed from when the queen died. It's like
Yeah.
a new old woman.
Yeah.
She appears.
All right, Austin, I got one more segment for you.
One more segment.
One more segment.
Is it hot?
So did you hear about Joe Jonas filing for divorce from his wife?
No, one of the Jonas brothers.
One of the Jonas brothers. It
No.
was Sophie Turner. She was
Okay. Wasn't
Game
she?
of Thrones.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So
I had no idea they were married.
So yeah, apparently they're married, right? So I found that it was really funny, and the article says doomed by a doorbell cam? Question mark. Also, this
Someone
segment,
caught trifling.
I want to call Austin Thinks. So I just want to say, I want to get your input on this. Yeah.
I think so.
So doomed by a doorbell cam, Joe Jonas filed for divorce after footage emerged. Okay, and the article says. Technology may have played a part in Joe Jonas filing for divorce from Sophie Turner. TMZ first reported that the one-time boy bander, which is a great name for someone in a boy
It
band.
sounds derogatory.
Boy bander.
Oh, you're one of them. Boy band.
He discovered footage on a doorbell camera of the Game of Thrones star saying or doing something to trigger the split. It's unclear when and where Jonas
screaming the N-word.
It's unclear
Just
when and where Jonas viewed or heard the footage. The exes just sold their mansion, whatever. Blah blah blah. So Joe Jonas filed for divorce after allegedly finding door cam footage of something that his wife did or said. Now, Austin, what do you think that thing was?
So
that she did
it wasn't
or
like
said?
another person who was just with like her words.
I don't know. It was. It says that he saw her saying or doing something that made him okay. That's it. I'm filing for divorce.
It's not like in the article.
No, like that's as far as it goes.
I know so bad.
Right, but what do you think that could possibly be? Like
maybe she probably was singing fucking. Which one's this? Is it Joe Jonas?
Joe Jonas.
She was probably singing a Nick Jonas song. And she was like, God, he's so hot. It's probably something about Nick Jonas, dude. And she was like, oh, I chose the wrong one. And she was like, baby, you got singing one of his songs. She's like,
that's it.
Are you fucking kidding
I'm out.
me? Yeah, no
I'm
way.
Outta here.
Yeah, so probably something about one of the other brothers, or she just let it slip or something. Or what a crazy thing. How could you be so detached to where you're like whispering sweet nothings to the doorbell cam?
That's what I was wondering.
Marriage?
I was like, okay, so like, did she not know? That there was a door cam? Was she purposefully yelling something? Because that's what I was thinking. I was like, was she like couldn't get inside the house? She's like, let me in, you piece of shit, and just going crazy, like being like belligerent.
Was she like she's leaving the house and she got her purse and she's like,
or like
Jews are causing all the problems. It's just like, oh, I gotta leave this bitch. Like, I didn't know Sophie was anti-Semitic.
She's been listening to too much Kanye.
She really thinks she's in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I really want to know what it was, though. I want to know what happened.
Yeah,
or if like he's
awesome.
on tour and she like comes home late with like another guy, and she
Which I feel like
forgets there's a door cam.
That's a much juicier headline, though.
Yeah,
is that, like seen on a cam
for
with
sure.
another guy. But do you think that it's just like she said a phrase and he was like, "Nope, I'm not going further."
What's that? Oh, it's her being drunk, but like, what did she say though? You know what I mean? Was she just being belligerent, or like,
was he like she
or
drinks?
yeah? Well, I was gonna say, was it like the first time, or has this been like 2 years of she comes home shit faced and he's just like, I can't. It was part of the divorce.
She's a shit face.
I just thought it'd be funny to try and come up with a like what reasons would you leave someone for if you look at your door cam bell and
right? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess it'd have to be. Yeah, I like to imagine it's very funny and not just like, oh, I'm cheating on you or let that slip. It's just something like, I don't think like, Disney's that good.
Just like yelling racial slurs.
Yeah, she's
in like a really nice area.
She's got a purity ring on. She's like, this gay fucking
stupid
That's
ring.
My purity ring.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
They have kids.
Yeah, that would do it.
Okay, well that's a way better headline than divorcing her because she was drunk with her kids.
Jesus, man.
That would be nuts. You're on tour and your doorbell thing goes off and your drunk wife is coming home with their kids. Like,
oh man,
oh
that
my
would be
God.
yeah,
dude. That's actually pretty good. Yeah, I mean that's probably that's enough.
If it was the first time, I would be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And then like have a real heart to heart. And if it happened again, yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think of it. I didn't think of it that way. No, if it was like the second time though, it'd be like, all right, like you're not. This isn't.
Because you think if
Okay.
it happened, I think too about how the person handles it. Like if they were like, "What the fuck did I do?" Like freaking out that they
Sure.
did that and they put their kids in danger. If they were like, "What? Like,
Yeah,
what's
yeah,
the big deal? I
yeah.
had to get home," or
Yeah,
something like
it's
that.
not good either way.
Yeah,
But
but
for
I get what
you
you're saying.
know,
Yeah, there's lessers to it of like
people
sometimes
mess
people
up.
fuck up, but
People
like
mess up and they make
could have been
mistakes.
worse. But like,
But it's also like you're Sophie Turner, so if you're drunk, why don't you just have like someone drive
yeah, why
you?
don't you
That
let the
doesn't
kids
make
have a Turner at the wheel?
you know what I mean? But anyway, I just thought that
Damn,
was
Sophie.
I thought that was funny, and I was just I wonder what it could have been. But it'll probably come out if it's not
Yeah,
already out.
I'm
It'll
sure
come out.
that'd be awesome to get the footage.
Yeah, for sure. Dude, those door cam things, man. There's some really funny videos with that shit. I've thought about getting one before just to see like the shenanigans
I
of.
just installed one at our house
Oh,
recently.
did you?
Yeah, we actually had a funny scenario recently where somebody like knocked on our door, and I went to go check to see who it was, and I looked out the window and saw a car that was like in the road but not in our driveway, and I was like, it's kind of odd. And then I like stood up over the little thing to look down, and it was just like two ladies in like dresses, and I was like, this is strange. And I put my hand on the door.
Were they real?
It was fake.
Ghosts?
I put my hand on the doorknob, and then Nicole from 3 rooms away went, "Don't open it!" And I was like,
Is that your
I was like,
mother-in-law?
what just happened? And I ran in there, and she's like, look. And she had the doorbell thing up, and they were fucking like some sort of religious group, and they had
Oh,
like a little Jesus
yeah,
thing that they
yeah,
were,
yeah.
and she could see it. She's like,
That's
"Don't
so
open it!"
funny. You just
And
don't open it.
and the best part was, yeah, it was not Sly. We were able to watch the footage back, and you can see the moment where they hear her yell
Oh,
that, and one of them
no.
goes, "She just yelled, 'Don't open the door.'"
No, she
And
didn't.
you could hear her say
Oh,
it and acknowledge
no.
it, and they were kind of laughing, and then
Oh no.
and then they left us a little thing. What are you? Oh no! Why are you doing this? Why are you knocking on my door? I don't feel bad for you.
Oh man.
you're at my
Oh.
house, and I didn't ask for it. Being
What a
like, Jesus.
Dude, door to door, I do and I don't. I have a lot of respect for people who do door to door stuff because man,
I just feel
that
bad for
sucks.
them. I have
Like,
empathy for them. I feel horrible for them.
Anything that you have to annoy someone, because like if you're home,
Mhm.
you don't want to stop what you're doing
Right? Yeah.
and
in
go
the
to your
middle of
door for
doing
10 or
shit.
20 minutes.
Right.
And
try to
it's
be
like
nice.
everyone that opens the door, they have to like, no, like,
Please.
please listen, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is like, I couldn't do it, but also like, leave me alone.
I also can't imagine their turnover rate is very good. Like,
I don't
like,
know. Sometimes
How
they've
many
gotten
people
me.
are converted to that?
Sometimes they've gotten me.
You
I once
converted twice.
I once signed up for what was it? What was it? Like a they put the spray around your house for insects and like
Mhm.
spiders and stuff.
Yeah.
I already had one,
You're
and this
like,
guy
"I
came by
guess."
and offered me a different company, and I was like,
sure.
okay.
I
Like I just
guess.
couldn't say no to it, and I was
See,
like,
that's why I didn't open the doors.
and I knew that I
would
already
humor them for
had
20
one,
minutes.
but it was like I couldn't just like I don't know.
You
It
just
was-
gotta think that you're the 5,000th person that will be saying no. So it
Yeah,
means nothing to them.
right.
They're
I
just
just
like, all
felt
right, I'll go to the
bad.
next house.
I felt bad. He was really nice. He was like a nice younger dude. Looks like he probably just got hired. He's trying to make his like commission or whatever. I was like,
You should have opened the door and said, get a different job. You're being tricked by these people.
come in here and hold this camera.
Yeah.
I need someone to film
You ever heard
this.
about YouTube?
Yeah, we'll make you famous, kid. But no, I had to hand out flyers one time for a gym that I used to work at,
Mhm.
and that sucked. Like you didn't have to go and talk to anyone, but you had to walk up to their front door and put the flyer on the door.
Mhm.
And man, it was like, I
Hey,
hope
man.
no one's outside right
Dude,
now. Like
we-
I hate bugging people. It's
Mhm.
my least favorite thing to do. I only do it on YouTube. In real life, I can't stand it. I feel like
Same.
such a nuisance. I'm like, I'm so sorry, but like, do you want to come work out? Like,
Get away from me, you
I
freak.
hate it, man.
Dude, I feel we handed out CDs at Warped Tour that one time, and it was a similar situation where
Yeah.
people were just like,
What do you want?
Oh, like, why are you handing me stuff?
You're not my favorite band
It's
singer.
free.
Yeah, it's
Get
free.
away from me, freak.
Well, the problem with that is that a lot of times people will swindle you, and it's
Mhm.
actually not free.
That's true. Yeah, well,
Like,
like Vegas or some shit.
yeah,
where
or
they just
yeah, like
try to
New
trick
York
you.
is huge for that. You know, someone,
Mhm.
hey man, check this out. You know, oh, I,
$20,
I don't have
$20.
any money. Oh, well, like spin it in a weird way that's like, oh, we take donations.
Right, yeah.
And it's like,
we're
they're
not
free.
asking you for money, but
They're
we-
free, but we take donations. So
and
they
you also
say
have
it's
to give me
free.
one.
Yeah. And so it's like, oh, okay, well, cool. And then like you try to walk away and like, oh yeah, but like, can we get like $5 or
Just
like you're just like,
no.
wait, no, here you
No.
go. You can take it
Yeah.
back.
I'm good, actually.
So I feel like there's a lot of that where people are like, ugh, or they just don't care. Like I have 12 of these CDs
Right,
from
yeah.
Warped Tour.
That's true.
I'm not gonna listen to this.
Yeah, that's fair for sure.
One time when I was in Iceland, someone gave me a cassette.
Mm-hmm.
It was a underground black metal band
Damn.
on a cassette. That was
You're
pretty
like,
sick.
this feels like novelty.
I
This
still
feels worth
have it,
something.
yeah.
That's pretty hard.
It was pretty sick. Stuff like that is
Mhm.
definitely a lot.
I'll never forget at Warped Tour. It was the year that my band played, and we were handing out stickers with our time on them. They're band stickers, and I gave it to this girl. It was like this guy and this girl, and they're holding hands, and I was like, "Here, we're gonna play soon." And she took it like instinctually, and then she looked at it, and she looked back at me, and she went, "I don't want this fucking shit," and she threw it
my
on the ground. And I
God.
was like,
Yeah,
I
that'll
just said no thanks.
that'll
was-
really
it was
make you not
scarring.
want to walk up to
Yeah, I
people.
was just
That's
like-
for sure.
Oh fuck, bro! I
Yeah.
didn't think it was that intrusive.
Yeah. I once walked up to like someone was doing the same thing, handing out the flyers, and he was in his yard. I walked up to him and I went to go hand him a flyer, and he just goes, doesn't even really look at me, like glances at me and just puts his hand up. And I'm just like,
You should have high fived.
yeah, what's up, dude? Good to see you. That it hurts, man.
Yeah,
because it's like not
absolutely.
even your, like, I guess for you it was your thing, it was your band.
Mhm.
Even when it's not.
But yeah, there's a
It's like, oh, I
there's
just
like
got
a thing
rejected.
in humanity. Like once you're recognized as like you're working or something, like you're no longer like a human for a moment.
Yeah.
Like they treat you just like nope. Like,
Yeah.
like they would never just speak to a normal person like that, but they see that like you're about to solicitate, and they're
Right.
like, you're nothing to me.
Exactly.
It's like
You want
the
something from
switch
me?
happens, yeah.
Be gone.
You have to like trick them, like walk up, like, hey, I was looking for a director around here. Here you go. You've been-
Yeah,
you've been
just quickly
served.
throw it in
Boom,
there.
boom, merch CDs. Oh no.
Hit him with the IRL ads.
Yeah.
This is merch.
Slapping
YouTube,
Mr. Beast
subscribe.
stickers all over 'em.
Buy our chocolates. Dude, that would be funny. That's a skit
Yeah,
idea,
that
right? That's a
would be
Dickey Dine skit
No,
right there.
please.
Leave me alone.
It's too much.
It's like it's like how when you say something and then 5 minutes later you get an ad on Facebook. It's like you're at home and you're like saying something, you walk outside and someone just like
Guys just-
yeah,
there's
gets
just,
you with a bunch of like
There's a guy in a car with a t-shirt can. He's got a Mr.
Yeah.
Beast burger loaded.
yeah.
This
That would be an
motherfucker.
effective way of advertising,
That would be pretty
100%.
funny.
I don't know how legal it or ethical it would be, but it'd probably work pretty well, yeah. Just
Pretty funny.
knock someone's head off with the fucking t-shirt
Yeah,
gun.
blows somebody's
It's
teeth
like,
out with a
"Oh, we gotta
hamburger.
go. Grab the shirt. We can't let him know it was our company.
Some guy knocked out with a burger on his face on his front lawn.
Get
Just
him
like,
out of here.
Oh, I don't think that's gonna work too well.
Oh man.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah. Warped Tour's Warped Tour's a tough one because you're usually tired, sweaty,
And looking for
hot,
kids.
and looking for. Well, guess it depends on what band you're in.
Hey, once Franz is president, I'm sure we'll get Warped Tour back.
Yeah, didn't he announce something about that?
Yeah, which who fucking cares? Like,
Well, yeah. Wasn't something about like when you announce that you actually have to like sign up for it or something?
yeah, I think we were talking about that last week.
I don't know who's
About-
gonna vote for him.
Right. Also, I'm pretty sure there's hundreds of people that have done that. It's just like there's no real
Yeah, it's kind of a meme.
consequence afterwards.
Yeah,
Yeah, just like
like a
I did
joke.
it. Exactly. Yeah, just a
It's
little
like
Joe Exotic.
Our first
moment.
OnlyFans president.
Okay,
He
hold
still
on
does
now.
that, right? He's still
Yeah,
on
I
OnlyFans.
imagine so, yeah.
yeah.
First
think so.
OnlyFans president. That's pretty
That'd be
progressive.
pretty. Yeah, that's very
Hillary would have
progressive.
won if she had an OnlyFans.
She might have actually.
I think she would have had.
I might have
Would
subbed.
have been a landslide victory.
Never know. Good old Hillary. End up on a deleted email list and in the grave or something. You know. I don't.
She had Trump. I was gonna do OnlyFans first. She copied me.
I have the best OnlyFans.
It's the number one.
It's the number one OnlyFans. You'll never seen OnlyFans better than this one. $12. That's all I want.
chilling
$12.
on my Sabian machine.
Dude, okay, what's one if you could have one, not
Fuck
that
one president.
no, not that you would even want to see it yourself, but what do you think would just be really funny? Like one person to have an OnlyFans.
Ooh, that's a fun question.
Who would it be?
Genghis Khan.
Genghis
That'd
Khan.
be pretty funny.
Someone from like the modern
Oh, okay,
era.
modern era.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Ooh, oh, Badlands Chugs.
Oh, dude, that would
And
be
he's just chugging pussy. Fucking. He goes.
holy Badlands, dude. Oh my god,
I'd
that's
love to see
funny.
Badlands fucks. I'd watch it.
Badlands chugs and fucks. OnlyFans. You know what's crazy is he probably would make a lot of money if he did that.
Oh yeah. Even if
Yeah.
it was just for like a month or
He
something.
probably would. There's
Mhm.
so many people that would just be like, "Well, I just gotta
I have
know.
to
I
see
just
it."
got.
Yeah.
I have to see."
Plus, he's gonna be making some gay dude very happy.
Oh,
He's
for
like, this is my
sure.
exact fetish.
For
A
sure.
big fat black guy that loves to chug. I've been waiting for this day.
Yeah, yeah.
What about you?
Dude, I don't
So
even
what's your
know.
answer?
I asked the question without thinking of the answer myself.
Turn to top.
Dude, that's a really good one. That's a really, really good one. Man, I don't know. I'm trying to think of someone that would like cause a stir, like Biden. If Biden got
that'd be like
one.
elder abuse. He wouldn't even know that it's like
True.
happening.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a tough one. I feel like nowadays everyone just has one already.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people.
Simon Cowell could be funny. Because he's such
Henry
a
Cavill. I would sub
Okay,
to Henry
yeah.
Cavill.
That'd just be hot though.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
That'd
That's
just
the
be tight.
point.
You're like, nice.
As long as he did Witcher cosplay,
or Superman, he could do all of them.
it'd be better than the last Witcher show.
Just
that's
just
for sure.
Henry Cavill's nuts. It's better than the last show.
He's got a little long white wig over his nuts. It's like, look at me, I'm Geralt.
The Dicker 3.
The Dicker 3. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. That's a tough one. See, I would just think of it in a way that causes a stir, something that would be like, oh, that's really entertaining. The Badlands Chugs is actually
in that
really
case,
funny.
probably like Susan Boyle.
Susan Boyle, that
That'd
is
be
a
a good
blast
one.
from the past.
Exactly, that'd be like.
Is she even still alive?
I don't know. Through the hearts of all of us young.
All of us young, yeah,
True blood
really young.
watchers
That's
of
like the
online
OG.
entertainment.
Was that OG America's Got Talent or
think it was
Britain's
Britain's Got
Talent? Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
And they're like, look at this nasty hag. She's
Simon
not
Cowell,
gonna do good.
OnlyFans.
And she does good. Yeah, it'd be perfect.
Simon Cowell, OnlyFans.
I think it'd be perfect too because he's such a critic of everything. So like
Yeah.
all of the comments should be like a weak load. It'd be like, could have been better. Assholes barely bleached.
Honestly, it's a no for me.
Yeah, too much superficial hairs. Like just not enough shaft visible.
I have a question. So, do you know how we have like new things that come out and kind of take over? So, like, you know, there's YouTube and then it was Vine and then TikTok and OnlyFans and there's all these things that exist that you would never see coming. Like truly, like, you know, when YouTube came out, you're like, oh, what's better than this?
Right.
You know, and then you have Instagram, then you have Twitter, and all this stuff comes out, and it's like, I never would have thought about that. And like, it's to a point now for me, anyways. I can't even think of something that doesn't exist that is worth creating, I guess. Like as far as like not even a social media, but just like an app,
Right.
I suppose. Because you have you have Uber. If you need a ride, you get a ride. You have Uber Eats. You can get food whenever you want. You can get a ride whenever you want. You can pretty much do anything.
Apps are definitely becoming a lot more like the as seen on TV things where
For
you're like
sure.
it's like a fun idea, but
Yeah.
like realistically you're not going to use this
Right,
thing.
right.
Like there's so many apps where you're like, whoa, that's pretty cool, but like if I break this down, what am I going to use it once?
Right.
Like never use it again.
I guess that's my question is can you think of anything that doesn't exist in that world and like the digital world, the app world, that would actually be a useful thing or like something that would come and be explosive, like how TikTok was, and just everyone's on it. You know
what
what
about
I mean?
AI enhancements for dick pics?
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's a pretty good one.
it's not bad. Not bad.
I mean, you
Just
probably
every
already
penis
have
put
it.
through it just like makes it look like to its nicest possible form. It's not too drastic. It's just like, damn, that's a good dick.
It's like, this is your dick on 2 weeks of pills.
Yeah, exactly. This could be you.
It's like previously it's like this big, and then it's like this big when it's done.
Comedically large.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. I feel like the AI thing is, yeah, that's getting crazy.
Oh, what about gay AI? But it's like AI, but it's like you
Ooh.
talk to them and they're like homoerotic. With you.
Okay, so like the
Yeah.
old like phone,
Yeah, it's
sex
like phone sex, but you're
workers?
talking to like a gay robot.
but it's all AI generated.
Mhm.
Oh, so like, but they're already doing AI OnlyFans girls and probably guys
what does
too.
that mean?
So like they're not real. They're literally a fake.
Oh, it's like an
Person.
animation
Well,
thing?
no,
a
like it's
3D model?
AI generated to look human. Like, have you ever seen those
Oh,
pictures?
they're like scams essentially, or like what do you mean?
I mean, I don't know. There's probably people that are actually doing it
Mm-hmm.
to make money, and they just like they create someone AI generate this picture of this perfect, beautiful, sexy woman or man,
What's
and
his
then
name?
they just have like 500 pictures of this person that they just post on like OnlyFans, but it's all fake.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
It's pretty crazy.
You're in like one of those pay pig relationships with an AI.
Yeah.
You didn't notice.
You have no idea.
Like, what the fuck, dude? Have I been paying a guy this whole time?
I would
pretty
say
funny.
that even if people know it's fake, they
Mhm.
probably I mean,
still do
some
it.
would care, but there will be a lot of people who just are like,
Yeah, they'll still do it. They're close enough for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. A Japanese guy married a fucking anime doll. I think
yeah.
people are deeply horny.
Yeah.
like it's sorrowfully horny.
You know the horniest thing? I think it was Japanese that I ever saw. It was years ago.
Couldn't possibly guess if it's the Japanese.
Well, it was just weird. I guess it was not horniest, but it's weird. It's not like
That's how you get weird though, because you're so horny. You're like, what else could I put
Yeah.
my dick in? You're
this
like,
one was just really, really weird. In a way that's like, well, that doesn't seem to work in society. Like, because obviously, there's a lot of type of like porn, right, where it's like super weird and like octopus tentacles and all that stuff. But no, this was it was a vending machine that that distributed ladies' panties to men, and it was just like in the street and just chilling. I was like, what?
That's nuts. That's so funny too, because you know there's a security camera pointed right at that panty machine, and every one of those dudes is getting put on a list. Their social credit is diminishing every time they buy a used panty.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some weird shit out there. It all ends up on wish.com.
Everything we all do. We all flow down here.
Everything that doesn't work in reality just goes to Wish.
And then when it doesn't work on Wish goes to Temu.
Yeah, dude. My TikTok is nothing but Temu lately. It's so annoying. Every third video is a Temu ad.
Yeah, they're trying to counteract the child abuse allegations.
It's crazy. Like, I don't even know what it is.
What the company is?
Temu.
It's just
no
Wish. It's the same shit. It's just
I
really,
just
really
see it all the
cheap
time.
Chinese products, but they're advertised as like, no, it's cool. I swear it works. And then you get it and you're like, what is this? It's like a baby microphone.
If you have a product and you have to say, no, it's cool, trust me,
right.
it's probably not that cool.
Definitely not cool.
If you have to sell me on just this thing existing.
The new Xbox, and it's like, it's really cool. You're like, I don't know if it's gonna be.
Is it really gonna be better than?
I don't know if I trust you.
The PlayStation 6.
We swear it's tight.
We swear it's slightly better than the PlayStation 5.
So funny.
Please keep buying our products.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, dude. The industry is expanding. The technological industry is just
it's
going crazy.
Which is what we were warned about 20 years ago.
Oh,
they're
for
like,
sure.
They're like, as soon as the teeter happens, it's just down. Like as soon as that supercomputer gets made that can make a supercomputer, it's Skynet. We're here.
I mean, a lot of it is like, people like it. They welcome it. And there's some things too that I use on my phone or my computer that I'm like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Is it a slight breach of privacy? Maybe.
Yeah.
But it's nice.
The robot's ultimate goal is get us so dependent on it. Just
right.
Like,
that's the scary. That's the scary thing, right? Is like the people that have like the power, you're trusting that they are going to use it well,
right?
But you never know, and who could have predicted where we are technologically and socially in 2023 from back in 1990? Well, imagine 2055. Can you even fathom what that looks like?
Right. Yeah.
Can you even think about what that would be?
That's probably the next jump. Is that like we're at a part where what we can think of is what we have available. So the next jump is like you have a hover app. It's like gives you a shield.
Well, Back to the Future said we'd have flying cars.
Yeah, they were way wrong.
We don't have
that
those.
timeline.
So we have OnlyFans. We have AI.
That would have been a much better Back to the Future. It's like, Marty, your mother's tits are insane. You have to change the past. I've seen them, Marty. I shouldn't have seen them.
That'd probably be the best OnlyFans adaptation to a movie. I can't think of another one.
I gotta go back in time and stop my mom from showing her tits.
Yeah.
Come on, Doc.
Sponsored by OnlyFans. Oh my god. Dude, that's fan fiction?
That's
some fan fiction right there. There's some good ones. Oh man.
It's like, the scene in where he like starts to disappear from the family photos, but it's her top.
Yeah.
Oh, we have to fix this.
That's fucking hilarious, dude. Oh my god. I mean, they're gonna make it. They gotta make that movie.
I want to see
now.
the cut of this. I mean, we got AI. Somebody could just make it happen.
I mean, that's literally like Back to the Future, modern era. We gotta go back.
The porn parody.
We gotta go back. It's too much.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's crazy. I wonder if there's things that like we do now that are socially acceptable, that we're gonna look back in 20 years as that was really bad or that was really wrong.
Furries.
Because it changes all the time, right? I mean, like
Well, yeah,
like
once the bar's always changing.
whether it's
raising
like comedy or whether it's things that are
comedy.
socially acceptable in the things that you say,
Mhm.
things that you do. I wonder if we're ever going to look back on stuff that we're doing now and what it would be.
I could
that
I
would
could see the like 18 and 21 going up. I
Mhm.
could see that being like a man. I can't believe we let 18-year-olds decide what to do with themselves.
Oh, like voting and
Or
stuff,
just everything. Yeah, like being an adult. You can do anything. You can make
Oh yeah.
porn. You can vote. You can go get a car. You can do all these things. But I feel like like as we're getting more nerfed from tech too, that
Yeah.
I'm sure in like 30 years people are gonna be like, oh wow, these
Yeah.
18-year-olds are dumb as fuck. What were we thinking?
I mean, I'm still dumb as fuck.
Exactly.
I'm 33.
That's my
like,
point. I'm not making all your life decisions, joining the army at
Dude.
18 because you're like, that sounds badass. Like,
I knew nothing at 18. I didn't know much at 25. And at 30, I was like maybe starting to get it
You're like,
kind of
"Come on
figured
now."
out. And dude, yeah, man. Like it
Yeah,
takes time. It also
For a
takes like
broken heart.
not only just your brain developing, like you have to be put into situations that build your brain. So
Mhm.
if you're not being put into these situations, you could be 35 or 40 and be completely mentally inadequate when it comes to how to
Mhm.
deal with your
Yeah.
emotions.
Insert Karens. It's like,
Sure.
what that is?
Yeah,
Just adult
literally.
children.
100%.
They
Like,
never were put in the situation of being told no, or like that's
Yeah.
wrong, or
Right.
deal with your actions and not cry your way out of it.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like you could meet someone who's 22 and then they got it,
Mhm.
they're like they're integrity, they have integrity, character, they have their shit together, like
Nice car.
whatever, because they spent 10 years going through some shit.
Right. Yeah.
And then you have people who are 60 who just handed everything, their life. They never had to do anything uncomfortable. They never had to, have someone like fight their opinions
right.
or
yeah,
like
yeah.
not let them get what they
Mhm.
want. And so then they
Right.
go into these situations and it's like, well, you're acting like a child, so it's that too. And part of like always, the ever changing technology, I feel like is going towards kind of like being stuck inside or like
Mhm.
having a screen, kind of
Right.
matrixy, I guess. Like I
Yeah.
don't want to use that
Just
term because
plugged
I
in
don't,
at all times. yeah.
obviously not what I mean, but like you're plugged in all the time, whether
Mhm.
you're on your phone, whether you're on a computer, whether
Yeah.
whatever, and you're not getting like as many life experiences of,
Mhm.
going out into the world. And so I guess for me, it's like, I don't know, in 20, 30 years, I wonder looking back if people are ever going to think like, man, we really kind of fucked up by, just letting everybody kind of
do their own thing.
do their
with
own
tech.
thing. And like,
Yeah, I'm sure that there will be that.
I don't know.
Because I mean, we already people already talk about that with like, oh, bring back hunter gatherers, where they're like people used to be men back then. So I'm sure that every 20 or 30 years, it's always going to be like, look what those dumbasses were doing.
Yeah.
we
Well,
should be doing this.
Right. In a society that is well taken care of, you don't need to be as strong as you would need to be.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think
You know what I
there's
mean?
a quote similar.
So
something
it's like,
around that I've
yeah,
heard.
it's essentially, well, yeah, it's the weak times build strong
not
men,
that one,
or
but-
oh, not that
no,
one.
No, it was similar to what you're saying about like when a nation is left with no problems, they start to like fight themselves. Kind
Sure,
of thing. They
right.
create problems.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what, yeah, exactly. So it's like if we couldn't just go to the grocery store and buy
Mhm.
food, you know how much time I would be spending looking for food?
Right.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
have time to be on Twitter.
if I had to
I
go
wouldn't have
forage for
time
berries,
to fight,
I'd be taking care of my garden.
yeah, to fight Joe on Twitter or to
Mhm.
like do anything. I'd be trying to survive.
Right.
And it's like now we're, at least in our country, we're able to just, go to the store, get a drink, get something to eat, well, everything's taken care of. You don't have to really do much for anything. You got to work to have money, but you don't have to go out and till the fields. You don't have to go kill the deer. You don't got to do
Right.
any of that shit. It's like if we had to go back to that, man, we might be screwed for a little while. You know what I mean?
There'd be we also got a lot of people, so I'm sure it would just be a
True.
strong. Or was it the strongest will survive type thing? Survival of the fittest. That's what it is. Just in the regards of like
You think it'd be-
adaptation,
You think it'd become like the scene from 300 where they throw the babies over the cliff that don't
Oh, yeah,
that aren't good
that
enough?
classic dead baby pit.
You go.
Yeah, sorry,
You contribute nothing.
$20 says your kid's not going to accomplish anything. We're just tossing him in the pit. I've seen your bloodline.
Oh, King Charles II. I've
Look
seen
at his
your-
jaw.
Yeah,
Throw
look
him
at
over
that
the cliff.
testicle. Throw him out.
It's necrosis.
That's just looks like a peppercorn. Or no, that was his heart.
They're probably about the same size.
Yeah. It's gangrenous.
That's disgusting.
His kidneys were full of kidney stones. Dude. Ugh. Awful. That truly was heinous history.
I can't believe the dad's funeral dirt didn't fix his rot nut.
Yeah, that mom was crazy.
Yeah.
His mother, oh my
Mhm.
God, didn't let him go to school, didn't let him like walk
Walk.
on his own.
Locked him in the bathroom.
Like, holy crap.
I know. I like that they're like, we're tackling empires, and they're like, what's Charles doing? Like, he's hunting. I think he's having fun. I don't know.
He's like squatted in the bathtub or something.
He's
Just like
out in the backyard.
I'm in
with
so
a,
much pain.
with a fucking head wrap on, and he's got like a little bow and arrow, and he's just shooting the peasants. I got a mouse. Charles,
Damn.
stop shooting the peasants.
oh my God. Yeah,
Beautiful.
it's beautiful. How we doing on time? Okay, we can probably wrap it up. Yeah.
We talk about rot nuts more.
Talk
if you
about rot
want.
nut more?
But, yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in. I think, don't quote me on this yet because he
Write it
hasn't
down.
fully confirmed and he's a slippery one. But I think next week we might have Stevie T on.
What?
So
How?
yeah,
Like-
all the way from
like-
Canada.
Are you fucking with me?
No, he'll
It's
he'll like call in.
Oh, okay.
We'll have like a Zoom call with him or
Yo,
something.
shit.
But I asked him if he wanted to do it today,
Mhm.
and he said he couldn't. But he said he maybe next week. So
Okay.
we might have Stevie T on
Yo,
next week. So come
that's
back for
pretty
that.
cool. All right, shit.
And yeah, thanks for watching. Really do appreciate it. Episode 2, many more to come. If you guys want to see us talk to anyone specifically, let us know in the comments down below. And check the link in the description for our Patreon. We would really appreciate that.
We appreciate it.
And yeah, merch soon. Merch very soon. Austin, you have anything coming up you want to shout out? Any
Just
shows
my
or
erection, dude. Yeah, sure. November 12th, I got a show with Signs of the Swarm at Elko, Into the Grave
in Seattle?
in Seattle,
Seattle,
Washington.
Washington, yeah.
And then new Dark Watch music video is almost done, so that's really cool. Just got back like a rough cut, and it was like
And Dark Watch is
Famous.
Austin's band for those
pretty
who
sick.
do not know.
Thank you for being my PR because I'm bad at it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. This last stuff. Oh, and the parodies. My parodies are coming back with Tyler Russo too. Amir will be the first
Oh,
one back.
Nice.
So it'll be fun.
Oh, I'm excited to hear
Yeah.
that one.
I've been working on my Frankie. Yeah, exactly. I've been studying ducks for days.
The duck scream. Hell yeah. All right, podcast number 2. Thank you guys for watching.